everyone, welcome back to Izzy's Travel Diaries Halloween at Home edition. So I want to talk about Halloween and Hungary since I'm having Halloween at home. So before we go on, make sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and also comment below if you have any questions, if you want to say something maybe about your own country and Halloween. And also, I hit 400 subscribers, which isn't a lot, but it's more than I had before. So I guess it's progress after, what, 5 years? 4 years, yeah. I've been doing this 4 years, this channel. I've been on YouTube since 2004. My first upload was in 2007. Yeah. Way back when. Anyway, so Halloween and Hungary. So Halloween is a kind of a new thing in Hungary because before we had Western influence, we didn't have Halloween. And so what happened was that once the USSR fell and we were freed from that regime, and I talked a little bit about that regime in my previous video, which was about what happened in 1956. If you haven't watched, then check that one out. And so there wasn't any Halloween. Halloween sort of oozed its way into Hungary with American TV, American movies that had Halloween. And for most of us, at first we were like, what is this? I was born in 82. So I was here for when Halloween became a thing. And at first it was dismissed by everyone. Oh, it's just one of those silly American holidays like Valentine's Day, because we didn't have Valentine's Day either. So it's just one of those things, and why should we celebrate it? We're Hungarians and all that. But I actually went to a bilingual high school. And so I studied some subjects in English, so we had more of a connection to American culture. And I also had a couple of American teachers. Shout out, guys! And so we were introduced more to Halloween in my high school than probably most people. And also, I'm very interested in the origin and history of holidays, so I learned a lot about Showing. I don't speak Celtic, I think it's Showing, which is the origin of Halloween. So at first it was mostly just like stores decorating a bit, but not too much. Also, I remember that with my American teachers, we had student night, and that was the first time when I was introduced to pumpkin carving. And that was kind of weird. They actually, there was a story that they remarked that when they went to buy a whole pumpkin, the grocery seller guy, the vegetable seller guy, was staring at him like, why do you want to buy a whole pumpkin? Because in Hungary, what we usually do with pumpkin is we have these sweet pumpkins, but they're not actually the American round, like this one. They're not this shape. They're like oval and long, and we cut them up and roast them. Often people pour like a little bit of oil on it and roast them and eat it like that. But I don't eat it because it really, it's not very good. Well, at least it's not very good for me. And my mom eats it. And also we have this green colored pumpkin thing, which we make a sort of a stew out of, a kind of vegetable stew. It's called főzelék, and it's horrible. Like, some people like it. To me, it's one of the worst things ever. I'm not going to say, but I had a rendezvous with it in kindergarten when they forced me to eat it. It wasn't pretty. It just wasn't pretty. It was something out of a horror movie. So maybe the story would be a Halloween story. Anyway, so yeah, most people weren't even really into this kind of pumpkin, especially not the carving thing. And so it kind of gradually developing. Nowadays, I asked around a bit because no one I know actually celebrates it. I actually got this hat not long ago, but I kind of always wanted a witch hat like this, so I got the witch hat. And so I asked around, and in schools, what people who have school age children said that in schools, especially in elementary schools, they all celebrate it. But in a way, like the kids dress up and they kind of bring these all sorts of cookies that, of course, the parents make that are Halloween themed. Probably why I've been trying to get some sort of Halloween themed cookie cutter, but they're all sold out, and you can only buy them online. You can't buy any in stores. At least maybe in my city, because I live in southern Hungary and we're like the bastard child of Hungary. So anyway, yeah, not very well celebrated. So for children, they do this. There's no trick or treating. That's another thing. I mean, if you think about it, it's kind of weird. Like go around knocking on strangers' doors and getting candy from them. I mean, for some time, I actually thought, or like maybe other people thought this too, that it was just something that they did in movies. That wasn't actual thing. I mean, did American parents actually encourage their kids to go to strangers' houses? No, it just doesn't sound safe. And most people live in apartments. Like I live in an apartment, so and you can't get into the apartment building. There are locks and everything. So yeah, another thing. Um, actually, so Halloween became sort of like a children's holiday mostly. It's very common in Hungary that most holidays are for children, like Christmas, all about the kids. Easter, all about the kids. Um, Even like maybe Valentine's Day is sometimes about the kids because mostly young people celebrate it. So, yeah, we don't really have any adult holidays. Like even August the 20th, which is like our 4th of July, we don't actually do like happy stuff. There's fireworks, but uh, well, it was nice, but also kind of depressing at the same time. I guess that's kind of a Hungarian thing. All of our holidays are depressing, so yeah. But I really wanted to talk more about Hungarian holidays and like significant anniversaries. That's partly why I did the 1956 video. So for I think high schoolers, they do have some sort of parties because, but maybe not like in smaller area, like in smaller towns and cities. Because when I was in Budapest, I actually saw several people with like Halloween makeup. So maybe they go to some sort of parties. I never went to the one, like I've never been on a Halloween party thing. I think we did some in high school, but no, maybe we did something. I have vague memories. It was a long time ago. I'm old. Anyway, adults, they don't do a thing for Halloween. Nothing, like really. I asked around, none of my peers, no one in my age range celebrates it. They all say it's just for the kids. So yeah, adult is not for Halloween. Well, yeah, Halloween isn't for adults in Hungary, like most holidays. Oh well, I have a pumpkin. It's plastic, but it doesn't smell. That's a positive thing. So that's Halloween in Hungary. And I hope you like this video. Make sure to like it and comment below. Like if you're Eastern European as well, how's your experience with Halloween? What does your country do for Halloween? Does it do anything for Halloween? Yeah, so make sure to comment about that below. And also tell me if you like this type of video where I talk about Hungarian culture and how we experience life and holidays. And also stay tuned because I want to do a baking video. I've been working on this sort of like a pumpkin spice cookie kind of thing. We actually don't have pumpkin spice in the country. It's like you can't get pumpkin spice mix or anything like that here. So I've been researching online as to what pumpkin spice actually has in it. So I have to make my own. A couple of months ago, I posted a video on a fair that took place in my city. It became a regular thing. And there was one this weekend, so I went to check out if there are any Halloween type stuff or if there's anything very autumny. But for the most part, it was the same as every time they held this fair with the same people. The only really Halloweeny type thing that I could find was this pumpkin carving competition, and it didn't really seem to be a huge hit. There was this one guy who's sort of an expert at carving pumpkins. I guess he does it as sort of a seasonal job that was doing it. And there were some cool pieces, but that was mostly it. I also found this little stall where there were some autumn-like things, and it was really nice, and they let me do a little video on it, so this was cute. There was also this very old-fashioned kind of ride. In Hungarian it's called a körhinta, but just for kids. I also met this really cool artist called Eva, and she does these kind of 3D painting things. And they're very cool. You should check them out. I put a link below for her Facebook. I don't know if she ships or anything, so maybe you should encourage her to do so. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.